What's up, y'all? Welcome back to the Scuttlebutt. So I'm actually recording this one the day before, but I was working on the next project, one that we'd already talked about yesterday, and to get over here and start cleaning this stuff up. But I'd already started working on the property and getting stuff ready over on the other side of the pond, and the tractor decided it wanted to overheat, and I didn't know why. I still don't know why. So, with that being said, I kind of went through. Obviously, I checked the oil before every single use. I always check the oil. I check all the bolts, everything that I put the little paint mark on. I go through that. I check the hydraulic fluid. All those things, I always check that. But I don't always check the filters. So, whenever you come over here to the front of the tractor, right, you'll see that for one, it has this up here. You want to make sure that this is cleared out. These little fins and everything down here, the radiator stuff, you want to make sure it's cleared out. But actually, if you open this, which, let me see if I can't get this opened. Then I got to come loosen this side over here. Which, I mean, to pull these out, you actually need to have your whole bucket assembly lifted up. But I'll go ahead and show y'all. So, right here in the front of this, the cooler, so this is for the air conditioner, right, cooler, and then you have transmission cooler. But it has like a little fan, a little vent screen, okay? And then in front of the radiator, it also has a screen. So those should be cleaned out before every single use. Making sure that they're cleaned out before every single use. I don't always do that, right? I don't always check my coolant, which you probably should be doing. So I'm going to make a habit now of opening this thing up and checking, making sure that stuff's clean. Because that thing, it actually got to the point to where it gave me a check engine with a malfunction light indicator, MLI. And then basically said that the temp was too high. So, obviously going through, I have coolant. The belts and everything were still good to go. The fan was spinning. It has oil. So it has everything that it needs, right, to be able to keep the engine cool. But for one reason, it was still overheating. So I did notice that the screens were dirty. So I had cleaned those screens. But it was still getting kind of hot. So basically what it said next to do was to take a hose to rinse this thing off and really get it, because even though it looks like the radiator might be clean, that it might be clogged with stuff on it that is hard to see in between the fins. So just to either hit it with an air hose or hit it with a garden hose at low pressure and just really get it cleared out. And you probably should do that. I mean, if you're in a really dirty situation like I am, with things I've been doing, right, at least once a month, minimum. I mean, you should be doing the screens daily, but rinsing out the radiator at least once a month. So, I'm going to have to go do that tomorrow because it's already getting late today. So, that's why basically going from that area over there on the other side of the pond to here, it did not overheat just from clearing out those screens. Don't need to break the tractor, right? Because, I mean, y'all have seen, right? Obviously, you've been following the journey. If you have not been following the journey and you're new here, give us that subscribe, both here and to the main channel, Ivy's Family Factotum, and start following the journey, because we're doing a lot of stuff here, y'all. A lot of stuff. And current projects that we're working on right now, chicken coop, a gabion wall, and gathering rocks from our own homestead, doing that. So if you have not seen those, definitely get over to the main channel, check that out. But yes, a whole lot of things that we're doing here on our property. And because of the tractor, which her name is Miss Ginger, that's my redheaded mistress. Because of that, I mean, it's night and day, the amount of things that we've been able to get done. So, I mean, y'all have noticed, for folks that have been with us for quite some time, you have noticed the amount of progress that we've made with the tractor and just things that we've been able to get done. So to include this French drain that we just installed, right, all the way down, even fixing or busting my water line. Yep, did that too. There's things that you don't necessarily want to do, but it happens. You do it still. But anyway, yeah, I mean, I know that we can still get projects done without the tractor. It's just, oh man, it's so much better with. So I really do not want that thing to break. But as of right now, if for whatever reason it still is going to overheat, it's still under warranty. It's a brand new tractor. I can always call those folks up and be like, hey, I need to set up an appointment to get it in. More than likely, it would just be like a thermostat. Like it would need a new thermostat. Obviously, that's just something that I can fix myself. But since it is under warranty, I would just have the shop do it, right? So if it comes to that, which I think is just going to be because of a dirty radiator, something that I was not checking on the daily, those screens, and that's on me, right? So something I definitely need to add to my, because I always check the oil. Like I said, I always check the transmission fluid, all that stuff, which is transmission, because it's hydrostatic, right? So transmission fluid and hydraulic oil is in the same reservoir, right? It controls everything. So but yeah, man. Yeah, whenever that happened, I was like, oh no. Shut it down right away because, because they got a 280 degrees Fahrenheit, and that's, you can start warping stuff, right? Warping heads and getting, leaks in your engine from said warpages. So, yeah, but I did get it shut down. It's good to go. I was able to get it over where it's at without it overheating again. So, but yeah, it's one thing or another. I know it's always one thing or another. So, with that being said, we had a great Monday reset. Obviously, to Tuesday, because that's a tool, right? That's our number one main tool that we have that I do not want to live without, right? So, other things that we're going to be focusing on. So I can move a lot of stuff, a lot of these things that are over here to include things out of the buildings. I can always use my truck if I needed to. Now, that's not a problem. It'd be easier using the tractor, but some of the stuff I can use the trucks. I mean, some of these things will drive themselves, like the lawnmowers and things like that. But as I don't know. Yeah. Because I'm just so ready to get all this cleared out. And I know the missus is too, because she's tired of seeing, every time we look over here, it's just junkyard. That's what it is. It's a junkyard. And we're tired of having a junkyard in our front yard. And we're not afraid to show it off. Hey, maybe someone else is like that too, that they have a junkyard in their front yard and they want to do something about it. And hopefully we will inspire you to get out there and do something about it. So, yeah, that's it. Well, first batch of tamales is basically done. She's in the process of cooking those now. We had actually had some leftover pork and had that for dinner. That was some good stuff, along with some beans. And, yeah, that's it. So, definitely get out there, thank a veteran with every chance you get, not only on Veterans Day, and we will see you tomorrow. Later, friends.